Welcome to the American Healthcare 68th Annual Convention. We're lucky today to have Glenn Van Ekeren from Vetter Health Services in Nebraska. Thank you, Glenn.
It's great to be with you.
Glenn is the president of the organization,
Yes.
and so we are happy to discuss today what's going on in the industry, specifically your insight and what keeps you up at night, and really what's your approach to keeping you so successful.
Wow, that's a wide open field. Well, I think, as we look ahead, it's interesting because we've learned so much in the past 7 years. We've been on a journey to become a world-class organization. And at that time, we weren't really sure what that all meant. But we set some standards. We set 13 standards that we wanted to achieve and decided that this is what was going to drive everything that we did every day. And so, yeah, even with all the challenges and setbacks maybe at times and the things that we're facing, I just don't want to be deterred from what's really important. So our decision to become world-class is going to impact the lives of those we serve, and that's why we're in the business we're in. So if I look back or I look ahead, the goal remains the same. And that, again, I guess I would comment, one of the decisions and one of the reasons why we decided we wanted to be a world-class organization is so that we could change the view of long-term care in America. And we may not be able to do it in America, but we have 30 facilities in 30 locations, and we've challenged them to say, what is it you can do in your location to change how people view our profession? And I really believe that we can do that by doing what we do like no one else does it. Do it at a level that nobody's even thinking about. So that remains our motivation. Even in the midst of chaos and turmoil and a lot of other things, we're still motivated by the same things.
That's amazing. And did you happen to see the keynote? Good to
I did, yes.
Oh, great.
Yes.
And you mentioned 13
Yes.
principles. Can you share some of those and how they
absolutely.
may tie into?
Absolutely. Well, it's interesting as we began talking about what is it going to mean to be world-class. Initially, the big picture was, well, we just want to be the absolute best. That's what we want to be. And as Mark commented and Jim Collins commented, you got to be able to measure that. I mean, you can't just throw something against the wall and hope that that's going to help you to be world-class. So we began to evaluate those things that we believed were paramount in us achieving that level of performance. And some of the items that came to the surface first flowed out of the whole quality initiative with AHCA. So we bought into that right away, the reduction of rehospitalization or the use of antipsychotics. And we said, whatever AHCA sets as the standard, let's set it even a little higher, because that would be world-class. So we began there, and then we looked at things like our team member satisfaction, customer satisfaction. We looked at our revolving door and retention rates with staff. That became critical to us. We are really committed to having an injury-free environment for our team members. And so we look at our injury-free situation and say, hey, that ought to be one of our standards, is that we would every year be injury-free in our facilities. The CMS 5-star rating became a part of it. Whether you like it or not, it is a part of who we are, and it's a standard. It's how we're being gauged. So we used that. We used the survey process. I know I'm missing a few things, but those are the things that became critical to us. And we stay very committed to saying, what are the strategies we need to put in place, as Jim said, to get the flywheel going? What are those, how do we create momentum? How do we move toward that whole goal of being a world-class organization?
That's impressive, especially with 30 facilities. That's not easy to toggle.
Yes.
And it's a skill set, great leadership,
Yep.
of course. And when you're navigating through this, I also seen your attitude is optimistic. In other words, how do you think about it in your head it's overwhelming, the regulations, we get that, everyone's saying it, but yet you've got this sort of, can-do attitude, and that has to, bleed out for your employees. I mean, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I hope so. Howard Hendricks once said, if you want your employees to bleed, you need to hemorrhage. So I think my responsibility as a leader is to hemorrhage my energies, positive energies, into what we want to achieve. Yeah, I guess I see no value in being a pessimist. I'm a realist. I understand the challenges that are here, but I'm also an idealist. And my whole goal is to take what's real, what's ideal, and how do we pull them together? And we make the very best out of this situation that we possibly can. You know, the new policies, new procedures, requirements of participation, all of those can either become an excuse for not getting better, or they can become a reason for us to find new and innovative ways for us to achieve the levels of quality that we want to achieve. And I've never known a professional excusiologist to accomplish anything great. So I would rather we focus our energies on the things we can control, and then we give it everything we have. Give it 110% every day, and stay committed to what we know we do well, and just keep doing it better and better. Like I said, let's do what we do like no one else does it. And you can't do that if you're looking at the dark side of the moon.
Right, you get caught up in it. And you know, another book, a great book, the Ritz-Carlton, the New Gold Standard,
yes.
It talks about define and refine, and the attitude is, if we could turn back the clock, how could we do it better? It's that attitude. And I think something you said earlier is that, yes, we're being inundated with all these regulation changes, but if you really look at them, and the whole scheme of things, the recommendations are best for patient care. Maybe by applying them, yes, we want to have better reimbursement.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, it's, you know, we'll get there. We have to show it, but you got to spend your energies on just building it.
Absolutely. You know, the reimbursement is a given, so we can beat that topic to death, but it's one of those things that everybody has to deal with it in the best way possible, and make the best of the situation that you have. But at the same time, you know, we encourage all of our team to be strong advocates. Get involved in the political system. Advocate for what's
100%.
right. This is all about doing what's right for our seniors. That's why we're here. And yes, we do need to be reimbursed adequately in order for us to provide the level of quality that we want to provide. Just don't get hung up on that being your single item of conversation.
Focus,
There's
right.
a lot more to our world than just that.
And one last comment. 1998, I lived through it. PPS came in, and the original structure, there was an inequity in the payment. By the BEPA, Beneficiary Improvement Protection Act, came out 2 years later, and they figured it out. They tweaked it.
Right.
So they got the reimbursement where they need. Having said that, the emotions that I'm seeing right now are so reflective of 1998, and again, I can anticipate the personalities. What I'm also trying to say is that they're nervous, they're afraid,
right.
They're unsure.
Right.
But we've done this before, and I guess my final comment is that, you know, it's easy to look back when we have struggling times. Character is how you perform when you're under duress,
yes.
right? So we're under duress.
Yes.
So we have to be our best and get it done,
yeah.
because when we look back, it's going to be fine. We're going to fix it. We'll be fine.
Yep. You know, and I'm an old guy now, so I look back on all of the things we've been through, and any time I've been through adversity, I came out stronger on the other side.
That's right.
And so maybe that's why today I tend to be a bit optimistic about things, is we've been there. Been there, seen it, done it, got the t-shirt, sold it at a garage sale, and decided, you know, I don't need to go down that path anymore. So as adversity strikes us, deal with it the best you can. We have incredible people around us in our organization with incredible talent to do what needs to be done. And so it's not up to me anyway. I mean, we've got 3,500 team members who want to do what's right for our residents. I need to give them the reason to do that and the freedom to do that. And we're just blessed to be able to be in this profession, is what
And
it
they're
boils
blessed
down
to
to.
work for you and your attitude and your optimism, and we're so phenomenally grateful for your attendance and participation.
It's good to be here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Attitude is everything. Thank you
Love
so
it.
much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.